thank you for joining us for this special presentation on Gators TV. I'm joined by Brent Wilkerson, the head cross-country coach at Allegheny College. Brent, first off, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule and sitting down with us today.
No problem, Jim. Anything for the SIDs.
Well, this weekend, the Gators will start the postseason portion of their schedule. The men and women are taking part in the North Coast Athletic Conference Championships, hosted by Denison University in Granville, Ohio. Brent, the season so far this year, I know there's been some ups and downs. Some runners have done as well as you have expected. Some surprises have come about. First off, let's go through the season a little bit, and then how do you grade the team's performances both on the men's and women's side?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're in the middle of a cross-country season, especially when you're in a program that's kind of, pushing the envelope a little bit with mileage and workouts, and we try to bring the guys along as fast in their process as they can. You're going to hit some snags there. A lot throughout the year has just been dealing with some bumps and bruises, getting people back off an injury, having people get injured, and then just following through that process and knowing that our athletic trainers are going to be able to take care of them, and that we have a pretty good process of coming back. So, it's been a scenario, I think, on our guys' side where we really haven't put our top 7 out there in very many meets. And when we have, the conditions of the course haven't been that great. So, but still, we've been able to pull out a victory at the pre-championships, which is going to give our guys a lot of confidence going into the race. And then also Logan Steiner's running really well. The workouts have been going well. So even though I don't think we've put it 100% together in a meet yet on the guys' side, things are looking good, and you only have to do it on one day, and that's the conference championship. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be an easier course, in my opinion, than the last 2 courses that we've hosted on. So like at our course, it's pretty hilly. Worcester is a pretty difficult course. So now that the conference championship's on a flat course, we're really looking forward to running fast, and that's really what the guys and girls like to do. On the girls' side, it's just been about getting that pack as close together as we can with the top 5, and that's been our mission all year. And we've done a pretty good job of making sure those ladies are working together. And now we just gotta put it together on the right day, and the polls are out, but hopefully we can upset some people there. I think our team is a little bit better than what the polls show, and we're excited about it.
And he's talked a little bit about that course at Denison. You were able to go down there a few weeks ago. Both teams did very well. I know it wasn't against the full conference field, but
right.
Still pretty good performances on both the men's and women's side. What does that do for a team to be able to go out there and preview the course?
Yeah, it's good. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of the race. Most teams will probably go there the day before and just kind of run the course a little bit, get out and check it out. But nothing is as good as actually either running a workout on the course or actually going through it. When we won that meet, the other teams, they probably weren't racing as hard as they probably could have. We weren't really either. We were just kind of going through the paces and making sure that we were previewing it the right way. And it is a fast course. It has some sharp turns, and it does narrow down because it goes through the woods a little bit. But those are things that we already know about. And since the men and women have raced on it, they know when good times to kind of push the paces and a good time to kind of back off and just ease up a little bit and just go through and hit their paces. So. Yeah.
Individually, you mentioned Logan Steiner putting together a very solid year. He won an NCAC Runner of the Week this year, 2-time All-Conference, 2-time All-Region. Who are some other guys on the men's team? I know there's a lot of younger runners this year. There's been some turnover, lost some veterans, graduation and everything. Who are some of the guys that you think can really open some eyes this weekend?
Yeah, having a guy like Alex Simon on the team, I know he's not a young guy, but he offers some stability to a really young team, and has just been a phenomenal captain for us. A guy that's been at every single conference championship, every single regional championship, and every single national championship for us. So him kind of leading the younger crew is almost perfect in a way. This has been a year that we've seen a lot of the freshmen creep up in the top 7, of course, on the men's side. At one time, we've had 4 freshmen in our top 7, which a lot of people look at that and they look at a rebuilding year. But we've had a really talented crew of freshmen come in with Luke Regan, Carter Smith, J.D. McGuire, John Hughes has been in the top 7 before. But then some returning sophomores have really made, in my opinion, the biggest bang with. Dan Chung coming off of injury. He didn't have a whole summer. In his second 8K back had PR'd already. And it just goes to the effort of what he's put in since he's come back. You know, we also have Randy Violet, that's been our either 2 or 3 guy all year long, and also Emmett Barr coming back up into the top 7 this last race has been phenomenal, and he's really coming on strong right now and looking pretty good.
Now, on the women's team, the Gators have a lot more a veteran presence, a lot more of the runners who've been in the top of the pack the last couple of years. I know you talked a lot about that pack mentality, and they've done pretty well improving on that as the year went on. Who are some of the individuals that have really done well this year, maybe exceeded your expectations, and who could stand out this weekend?
Yeah, well, Marissa Brown's kind of been leading that pack all year long, and you know, we're really proud of the progress that she's made in the last year. And she's probably somebody that wasn't really on anybody's radar coming into this season. She's kind of gone through the injury process. She had a gluten allergy thing that she had to kind of get a hold of before she could start running fast. And to her credit, you know, she's followed along with the program the whole way and really come on strong. And then Andy Sharfman, our other senior, that's just been really consistent. This is the first year she's been consistent at every single race, has broken some big barriers. But then, you know, we have the other standouts that have just kind of been consistent since they've been here with Brindle and Guillaume and Preston. They've just been phenomenal, and they've been working really hard at, you know, working together and staying in a pack. And then when you added in a freshman talent like Ariel Rittenhouse, that's somebody that could immediately come in, be a top 3 performer for us right away. You know, that was really the missing link. We've always kind of been hurting for a 5th person that could stay up in that group, and now we have her, and now it's up to the girls to put it together this weekend together and just kind of stay packed up and try to win a championship.
Well, last season, the Gators hosted the NCAC Championships at the Robertson Athletic Complex on a less than ideal day weather-wise. A lot of rain.
Yeah.
It was probably in the mid-30s. It sounds like the forecast is going to be pretty similar for this weekend at Denison. I know you had some rough weather meets this season. How does the team kind of prepare mentally for a weather race like that?
Yeah, well, maybe to our advantage, you know, we run outside all year, so even in Meadville when we have, you know, a couple feet of snow, our guys and girls are still outside, so weather shouldn't affect them at all. They're very tested in what they've been doing. I think for the most part too, you know, everybody's going to have to deal with the same conditions on the same day, so it's not really about what the conditions are like, it's just about what team is mature enough and what team is capable enough to run through those bad things, so should be okay.
Well, looking past this weekend's NCAC Championships, the Gators have a week off, and then we'll go right into the regional tournament hosted by Dickinson College in Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to look ahead too much, but if we could, you know, what do you expect from the Dickinson course? I know you've said a couple times that it's one of the more demanding ones that the team will face.
Yeah, it's a tough course. Yeah, so, you know, we just want to take it a meet at a time, especially, you know, with the way the rankings are playing out. You know, we think we have a pretty good shot at conference, and this has been the first year really that we've had, you know, in my opinion, 2 teams that could fight for a conference championship in a while. So coming back with 2 wins would be great. I mean, obviously that's ideal, but the 2 teams that we're going up against are very talented and very highly ranked. So, you know, that's a kind of a tall order, and we know that to win the championships, you know, not only does everything have to go right for us, but a couple things are going to have to go wrong for them. Moving forward, going to Dickinson, it's an insanely tough course. We're probably the only region that still runs on a course this hard before the national championship. So in looking forward to that, you know, we still need to run hard on it to crack into that top 4 probably, because last year our 5th person in the region didn't make it to the national championships, so no longer is that 5th team in our region been safe, and you know, I think everybody's now gunning towards that top 4 to be more of a safety marker than the top 5. So you know, the depth of our region is certainly really good, and there's usually somebody from our region in the men's and women's side that, you know, Johns Hopkins was the national champs last year. Haverford's men are always going to be, you know, vying for probably the top 10, and same thing with the Dickinson, and same thing with Carnegie Mellon. So very difficult course and very difficult competition. But I think on both sides, especially on the women's side, with how short their delta time is from 1 to 5, you know, that's going to play a big role in a larger championship like that. And then on the men's side, you know, we need to make sure that some of our faster guys like Logan are going out and trying to win the regional championship. That gives us the best possible chance to hopefully make sure that our other 4 guys can come in and still run a solid time and get to the national championship.
Well, again, Brent, thank you for joining us, and good luck this weekend. I know this is when things really start counting.
That's right. Thanks, Jim.
As always, Gator fans, be sure to keep it locked in to AlleghenyGators.com for all of your up-to-date Gators news and information.